So, hi guys, today, my free day. Always rains, doesn't it? It's dull, wet, and where I wanted to go, I couldn't really go to, unfortunately, because I woke up with a dodgy cramp in my leg, and it took me an hour to get walking properly because I was silly. I did too much exercise the day before. But anyway, so once I'd loosened back up, jumped in the car and I headed out towards the British Wildlife Centre, and I got there and it was doing this. So I thought, right, okay, I'm just going to get wet, I'll make the most of it, and parked up once I arrived, and luckily it stopped. Well, it moved along, and it allowed me to after about 10 minutes or so, taking photos. I took the Sony a7r3 with the 135 f1.8 Sigma Art lens. The new FE mount works amazingly, and this is straight out of the camera, and that's already cropped in 100%. So it works really well. The focusing is extremely fast. None of these shots have been sharpened or anything like that. They are straight out of the camera. And even this shot here, I was quite surprised at the plane coming in to land for Gatwick, and the weird trails of sort of the cloud moving or whatever behind from the jet engines, and the turbulence or whatever moving the cloud around. Foxy here again, just really good. I was really impressed with actually how quickly the lens focused, even through a fence as well. The sun wasn't out at all, so in some respects it actually helped. Red squirrels, so I went into the red squirrel enclosure and they didn't want to play ball. I managed to spot this one up a tree about 20 feet away, so these are cropped in quite heavily as well, as is that one. But a7r3 on the smallest point, spot focus straight through all the leaves and everything, and straight on the squirrel there, so no real troubles. Back to the fox again. He was just chilling really. I think he was waiting for lunch, because obviously they get a routine, because they are obviously rescue foxes or whatever. They've been brought up there for breeding programs and things. So there was plenty of aeroplanes flying over, because we're right on the flight path into Gatwick, and it was cloudy. The cloud was really low, as you can see there. The camera didn't have a trouble at all getting into view there. That was actually shot with the rx10 Mark IV, and all the shots from now on are from the rx10 Mark IV. So little field mice, they're in a big glass enclosure. Obviously love the blackberries. This is really cool because I've never really seen one before, and they're actually out. I'm not bothered by the camera at all. I'm on wide angle, 24mm. Back to the plane coming in. Another shot here of low cloud and him coming through the cloud, which is kind of cool. 600mm f4. It's still at ISO 100. And then this little rat, when I was actually wandering around the red squirrel enclosure, there was a rat up a tree, right up a tree, like 15-20 feet up a tree. I've never seen a rat do that. I know they're very agile. Maybe he just thought he was a squirrel. So these are the shots out straight out of the rx10 Mark IV. I was really impressed actually, and actually I think I prefer these shots than from the 135 f1.8 full frame a7r3. I think because you're at f4 and the sensor's smaller, you've got a little bit more depth, so actually you get a little bit more in focus, and it just gives it a more realistic view of the animal, which works really well. The usability of that camera is incredible, so you can go from 24 to 600mm quite happily, and as you can see, it's sharp as anything. Really good. And then same here, another shot of the plane coming through. It's so usable, so you can go from wide angle up into the sky, grab a plane, some wildlife, whatever you want to do. Same here with the hedgehog. He was having a little wander around. It was kind of cool. But I couldn't get a shot with this with him close up, unfortunately. But that's zoomed in at 600mm. And then the otter was out and about having a little play, so that was quite cool. Have a little swim around in the sort of weed there and having a roll around. So quite a way into the pond. And then back to the field mouse again. Unfortunately, because the weather was so dull, a lot of the animals weren't coming out. There was no snakes out. There was none of the stoats or weasels or anything like that. So it was a lot of the stuff that I saw was all of these. And you know, at 24mm, quite close to the glass, less reflections, and managed to get these shots. So I was quite pleased with that. And that's shot at ISO 1000 on the RX10 Mark IV, as these are. All of them nice ones. 800 to 1000 ISO. A little bit of noise reduction. Pretty impressed really. Just shows you it can, with a little bit of light there that was coming through sort of like a roof skylight as such, it was diffused. But there was no sunlight, so shutter speeds were quite low, so I had to up the ISO to get the shutter speed high. But still quite impressed. As you can see, nice and sharp still, and actually relatively clean. So like I say, a little bit of noise reduction, but not a lot. I mean, like 20% on Photoshop, not a huge amount. And you haven't really lost any sharpness or anything, so that worked quite nicely. There was a few owls, so I got a shot of this one. This was shot sort of under shade a little bit, you know, through a fence, which wasn't particularly a big mesh, so it didn't give a really sharp image, but pretty good. And then a terrapin. This was kind of cool because he was interested in what the camera, because I actually put it over into the actual tank area, and he was proper interested. But I'm pleased with that shot. That was ISO 1000 as well, with a little bit of noise reduction. Anyway, guys, so that was that really. Pretty cool day, really, considering I woke up in a big cramp and it really hurt. But yeah, so obviously keep subscribing if you like the videos, and please click the notification bell, and also please ask questions. This is just an ongoing diary of what I've been up to. So I'll see you soon. Cheers.